Hi everybody, I'm Paddy Hunter Murphy, and this is the Senior Pickleball Tips Podcast, where we discuss everything pickleball as it relates to us seniors. Hello everyone, this is Paddy here, Senior Pickleball Tips. Thanks for coming on down to watch this video and to listen to this podcast. I'm going to be looking today where we start at the beginning, the serve. Okay, how do we serve? What's the best serves? What are the best serves in certain situations, etc. So let's get down to it. Now, before we look at the 5 different kinds of serves, let's look at the 10 basic rules, golden rules of serving. These are quite complicated, so stick with me, okay? Right, the first rule is get the ball in, okay? The second rule is get the ball in, okay? So the third rule is when you hit the ball, make sure it goes into the diagonal service box and goes in, right? The fourth rule is get the bloody thing in, right? The fifth rule is don't get it out, which leads on to the sixth rule, which is get it in. And the seventh rule is get it in. And the eighth rule is whatever you bloody well do, get it in. And the ninth rule is get it in. And the 10th rule is, oh yes, get it in. It's so blooming important that you get your serve in. I'm about 3.5, I've been told, although I haven't got a proper DUPR rating. And I guess I get about 1 in 10 serves out. That is unforgivable. No one at pretty much any level should serve a ball out. We don't get a lot of opportunities to win points in this game. You only win points when you serve. So if you get it out, you're just saying to your opponents, here guys, let me just give you this, right? Don't give it away. Now, there's a very easy way to remember these 10 really important rules, okay? So bear with me, and it's a little ditty that I've made up, and it goes like this. Get it in, get it in, get it in. Get it in, get it in, get it in. Get it in, get it in, get it in. Get it in, get it in. Okay, that's simple. Now you're probably thinking, Paddy, are you lost your mind? What's wrong with you? I think you kind of lost it. Well, actually, the next time you step up to the service line to hit a serve, you're going to get Paddy going, get it in your brain. And that is going to hopefully remind you the 10 important rules, which can be summarized in 3 words, actually. Let me see. Get it in. Okay, less of the nonsense. Let's move on. Right, there are 5 different types of serve. Now, the first serve is the bounce serve. Now, this serve is really, really good for beginners, especially people who haven't come from any kind of racket sport. You haven't come from badminton or table tennis or squash or tennis. So it's really good. And basically, you hold your arm up, you let the ball go, you let it bounce, and then you hit it. Obviously, diagonally into the opposite diagonal service box. It's as simple as that. Do watch some videos to show you this exactly. But if you're a beginner or a novice and you drop the ball first, then in fact any of the rules, and there are some complicated rules about serving that we'll look at in a minute, any of the rules don't apply. As soon as that ball bounces, you can hit it pretty much any way you want. But take a look at videos, watch people play, especially if you're a beginner, especially if you're a complete beginner. Just watch people and you'll pick it up really easy and it won't be a problem. Now, a little tip for more advanced players with the bounce serve is I quite like to do a half volley in tennis. And so what you can do on the bounce serve is you can hit a semi-volley. You can hit that from the service line, and it can just put your opponents off a little bit. It can just be an added little add it to your repertoire on your serving and makes them think a little bit, but obviously get it in. Now the second serve is what's known as a volley serve, or pretty much a standard serve, where you drop the ball or toss it up very slightly, just an inch or two, and then hit the ball with an upward motion. It's underarm with an upward motion. Now the paddle has got to contact the ball below the waist, and obviously the serve must land at the diagonal opposite service court. It's good to use a continental grip generally when you're serving, and in fact for most pickleball play, for beginners, a continental grip is sometimes called a hammer grip. Imagine you're nailing a hammer into a piece of wood, and that's the grip you need. If you're a tennis player or some other player, squash player and that, you may look at an Eastern grip or a semi-Eastern grip, but that would be your preference on your serve. Also depends on maybe how you're serving. If you're hitting a particular power serve, you may want to use more of an Eastern grip, but look at that. Right, have your grip quite loose on your serve. Don't grip it really tightly like this. Have it quite loose, and then you'll find that it goes far more smoothly. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Your dominant foot should be slightly behind the non-dominant foot, and that allows for a smooth swing. Start paddle low and swing upwards. Ensure you follow through to guide the ball into the service box. Obviously, you're watching me here on the screen, you're listening to this as a podcast, and you're wondering what on earth is all this about, but watch videos. Have a look at videos, there's plenty on YouTube, and watch them and watch people, and that can really, really help you. And remember, get it in. So when you're serving, obviously you'll decide which serve to do, but your focus, 95% of your focus, seriously, irrespective of silly little ditties, is get it in. Now the third serve is the lob serve. This is one I particularly like. It's high and it's deep, and it's aimed at pushing your opponent to the back of the court. The idea is to hit the ball with a high arc so it clears the net comfortably and lands deep in their service box. This basically means your opponents are forced to sort of go back, and it makes it harder for them to hit a good return of serve. There's a lot of debate, but I think probably the most important shot in a rally is the return of serve. So your job when you're serving is first get it in, and secondly, see if you can push them back. See if you can make it awkward for them to hit back a deep return, because that's what they're wanting to do. Because you're serving, you're staying back, they want to hit it deep to your feet. So first of all, get it in, obviously. Secondly, if you can hit a high, deep serve, it makes it difficult for them to get it back on that most important second shot. Fourth serve, the power serve. This is basically hitting it with a lot of power. To achieve this, it isn't really just whacking the ball as hard as you blooming well can. It's mainly putting a bit of topspin on it and generating speed by rotating your hips and your shoulders as you swing. Follow through, fully follow through, and that's essential to maintain power and control. Fully follow through. Now, power serves are riskier, so practice is crucial. You've got to practice these things. And obviously, if you can hit a power serve, especially with a bit of topspin, deep, that's a pretty good serve, right? So your default serve, in my view, should be your lob serve. And then as you get a bit better, adding a bit of power and topspin to that lob serve. Now, a tip here, You don't have to swing all the way back to get power on that serve. A short swing that comes just a little bit from behind you and push it forward. You're obviously standing diagonally to the ball. Use your hips and shoulders to swing it through. If the receiver is standing quite far to one side to safeguard their backhand, you can hit actually a surprise power serve wide to their forehand. Don't do this too often. Certainly don't do it if you're a beginner, because what's the first 10 rules? Get it in. But it's something to consider, something to look at and something to practice. And the last serve is a spin serve. Adding spin to your serve can make it difficult for your opponent to predict where the ball's going to land, the trajectory and the speed. This is particularly effective for people in the lower levels, against beginners, novices and low intermediates. If you can give a good spin serve, if you come from a table tennis background, you have such an advantage here. And do a really good spin serve, get a lot of spin on it, and that serve can go left, it can go right, it can go up, it can even stay down if you put a bit of slice on it. But remember though, in the rules of the serve, when you hold the pickleball, you're not allowed to push it up with a spin. You're not allowed to cause spin on the ball out of your hand. So you can't flick it this way or that way. You've got to just push the ball up slightly or drop it. Similar to table tennis, they brought that rule into table tennis many years ago, where you've actually got, in table tennis, you've got to have a flat hand now to show that you're not spinning the ball. And who knows, that might even come into pickleball at some point, because they do change the rules quite a lot. So look at that spin serve, the top spin, the back spin and side spins. You can do it going both ways. Look at the videos, but remember, generally better against the lower players. When you see the pros play and you see them serving, they generally just put the ball in play. You can see that they don't really use their serve too much as an aggressive shot. They make sure it goes in. I don't think you'll see many professionals missing their serves, because percentage wise it's a seriously bad thing to do. So that's really the 5 serves and the 10 incredibly important rules. So let's look at them again. We got the bounce serve for beginners. We got the volley serve, or what I would call the standard serve. Particularly good if you come from a racket sport. You should pick that up really easy. The lob serve, going deep, which I think would make a really good default serve for most of us. I use that as a default serve. And I know of people who are 4.5 rating who use that serve as their default serve, high and slow as well, because it means that the opponents have to put the power onto it. So that's a great serve. Use that lob serve as your default serve, and the power serve, if you can add a bit of power to that lob, add a bit of top spin to that lob, all very well. And then you got the snidey little spin serves as well, that some people love to do, and makes a great alternative too. If you're serving in the same spot every time, put in a little spin serve, make sure you get it in. Put in a little spin serve, can just kind of mix it up a little bit. Okay, so those are the sort of 5 serves. Let's ask other things about this and look at some tips on this. One of the things that has come out of the Senior Pickleball Tips Facebook group, of which there are 60,000 members, and if you're not a member, join, is a lot of us quite like to have a routine before we serve. Similar to other racket sports, you can see people have a routine. I personally, for some reason, use my paddle. I bounce it, hit it onto the ground with my paddle twice. I grab the ball, I look up, I take a breath for about a second. You're allowed 10 seconds to serve, by the way. Take a breath for about a second. Think about where I'm going to put the serve. Actually see that serve going in, and then hit the serve. So if you could get into a routine that suits you, that can be very helpful, because it just means before you serve, you're just taking a mental step back and you're thinking, okay, there's that idiot Paddy singing that stupid song, get it in, get it in, get it in. You got that in your head. Sorry about that. And then you're thinking, well, should I hit it long? Should I hit it short or whatever? Mainly long and deep. But other things, where do you want to hit the serve? I mean, generally speaking, hit it to your opponent's backhand, whether they're left or right-handed. That's a general rule. People's backhands are generally a little less good than their forehands. So those are some general rules on serving. I hope that's helpful, and I hope that helped you. So next time you get on the pickleball court, think about those things, practice, do drills, and remember, get it in. Okay, everyone, get that serve in. Happy serving. Bye for now. Oh my goodness, I've just re-listened to the early part of that podcast, me singing that ditty. Oh my goodness, my kids are going to listen to that and they're going to go, Dad, what are you doing? You're so uncool. Oh my God, we're so embarrassed. Anyway, listen, as seniors, some of us are parents, we know what that's like. I just wanted to come on to the end of the podcast just to say we're going to have a supplementary episode on the serve, and we're going to be talking to John Gill, who's the president of the World Pickleball Association and a coach, and a really good guy. He's actually an Aussie, but we won't hold that against him. Also, look out for another episode that we're going to have on serving, that we're mainly going to be looking at strategy and tactics, where to serve, how to serve, probably for the slightly better players, maybe the intermediates of you out there. So look out for that, and hopefully put all these things together and you will have some magnificent serves in your arsenal. Thank you for listening to the Senior Pickleball Tips podcast, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Now remember, we've got the Facebook group, we've got the seniorpickleballtips.com website, so please head on there if you want to be more involved. It would be great to see you. Okay, my senior pickleball tips friends, paddle up, stay safe, and most importantly, have fun. Don't want to miss an episode? Please subscribe to Senior Pickleball Tips podcast on iTunes, Apple, and also on Spotify. And please leave a rating and review. All right, guys, listen, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.